Hi guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining us. I'm with my lovely wife Angela, and we are currently in our camper van travelling south through County Durham where we live, and shortly we'll be entering into North Yorkshire. So this evening, it's a Thursday night, and we are about to embark on an incredible adventure, a really long weekend, which will end up at the bottom of the world, or in London, the bottom of the world for us. So basically we are, there's been a whole series of invites, so we are currently on our way to a wedding, an evening wedding do. Some very good friends of ours, Vicky and Michael, are getting married in a very posh place just outside of Richmond in North Yorkshire, and we're about 20 minutes away. So we're really looking forward to a wonderful night. Now we haven't picked out anywhere where we can park our camper van and sleep over, so we're going to do some wild camping. Got no idea where we'll end up. I don't think we'll stray too far from the wedding venue. So that's invite number one. Second invite sees us travelling down to Cambridge tomorrow morning, early in the morning. We're going to have to set off. It's about a 3.5 hour run down the A1, and we're going to meet up with Max, a guy called Max, and his wife Louise. Never met them before. It's a long story. I'll give you some more info tomorrow. But basically, Max lost his wedding ring in the River Cam while punting. He was with his family, and to cut a long story short, the ring ended up in the river. It meant so much to him. Desperate to find it, to recover it, and he's reached out to me. So I'll pick up that part of the story tomorrow, and you'll see that unfold. On Saturday, we need to relocate again, so we're going to spend a day and a night in Cambridge, hopefully get to the Fitzwilliam Museum, and then we're going to head sort of southwest across to Wiltshire, to a lovely town called Devises, where I'm going to attend a conference. It's a Finance Research Group conference. I'm a member of the committee, and really looking forward to it. There's got an excellent program. It's going to be well attended. In fact, it's a sellout, so hopefully I'll get some really good images from that event. And then on Sunday, the third invite that we've received will see us travelling east, back across country to London, where this random guy called Tom Reader, never met him before, but he's reached out to me and asked us if I want to join him on an adventure in the River Thames in London, searching an area around an island called Tagg's Island. For me, it's really exciting because it's very close to Hampton Court. It's less than a mile away, so potential for some huge historical finds there. Anyway, that's enough about that. The story will develop as we travel south, as we hit the different locations, and got the underwater camera, got all my scuba gear, everything's with us, and it promises to be a fantastic long weekend, which will end sometime on Sunday evening when we return home. Right, so that's it. I'll catch up with you in a few moments. So apart from the many hooting owls, wild camping in the woods wasn't as scary as we thought. We rose early and hit the road south towards Cambridge. I let Max take up the story. So Max, here we are, the River Cam in Cambridge.
Yeah, Grantchester Meadows.
Grantchester Meadows.
And yeah, this is the site where, on my wife's birthday we were punting, and my wedding ring unfortunately ended up in the murky water, and I think Gary said he might splice in a picture of my jury-rigged attempt at trying to find it here the day after, which was on my wife's birthday, the day of, in fact. But yeah, we couldn't. But Gary's agreed to give it a go, and he seems reasonably confident. I'm confident in his abilities, but I'm very grateful to him for giving it a go either way. And yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens.
And one final question, why does this ring mean so much to you and Louise?
Well, you know, it's my wedding ring, obviously, for a starter. The way that we got our rings was a bit sort of, well, not unusual, but just down to our disorganization, right? We hadn't got them until like very shortly before the wedding. I think it was 2 days before, because, you know, just the way we had arranged everything was quite, you know, ad hoc, if you like. And we kind of just went to this jeweler in Stowmarket, and we just basically, well, I just went on my own and said, look, I need 2 wedding rings that fit this bill. And just by pure chance, in the safe, they had 2 that were basically perfect, like for each of us. Hers matching her engagement ring, right size. Mine, this one that Gary's hopefully now going to find, which looks just like the one ring, which is kind of what I wanted. So
brilliant.
If he can find it, I'll be extremely grateful.
Excellent. Right, well, thanks, Max. Let's go and have a look.
Great.
The location where Max has lost the ring, where it's fallen in the water, is right underneath those brambles. He's tried to pinpoint exactly where we need to be. And it looks really steep-sided, so it's got the gradient as you go down. So if the rings come in, hit the water, it might have bounced and rolled. I've got no idea until we get there. So I'm going to go in, got a really good torch, and I'm going to use my pinpointer. But I've got all of the metal detectors as well, but I'm not going to use them. So as I get down on the riverbed, approaching the spot, I'll give it a good once over with the torch, and I might just spot it, and if I do, I'll capture it on camera, and we go home and go and have a cup of coffee. If I can't find it straight away, I'll come back out and get the metal detectors and go in and have a real thorough look. But fingers crossed we find it in the first few minutes. The River Cam is the main river flowing through Cambridge. It's navigable for punts, small boats and rowing craft. In total, the Cam runs for around 43 miles from its source near Debden in Essex to its confluence with the Great Ouse just to the south of Ely. Right, going in.
Okay, good luck.
Not as deep as I thought.
See all the sun.
I was right about the steep nature of the edges as they dropped sharply to a relatively flat bottom which was about 4 meters deep. As I feared, given the density of vegetation that lined the riverbank, there was always going to be some hazardous submerged tree roots and fallen branches. It's darker than I imagined and my torch is essential. But my biggest problem is the fine silt, which balloons up with just the slightest of disturbance. A quick surface confirms that I'm on the right spot. My plan to simply spot the ring just lying there isn't working, and I have to start using my pointer. Finally, I get a good clear signal with my pointer. Not wanting to lose the object, I keep the pointer on the target and reach into the mud with my free hand. I feel a ring-shaped object and lift it clear of the riverbed mud and silt. I mean, what are the odds of finding the handle from a pair of scissors in the middle of absolutely nowhere? The circular iron finger loop, obviously not the ring I was after. After another 10 minutes or so of searching, I get another clear signal with my pointer. This time, however, it's a fishing spinner. I don't think I've ever gone river hunting without finding fishing lures. Hopefully you can make out the almost vertical angle of the submerged riverbank. Anything lost here will have fallen right to the bottom. This is bad news as it extends my search area. Sunglasses are great finds, but not what I came for. After an hour underwater, I return to the surface for my underwater metal detector. I need to be more precise with my search, so I adjust the settings to search for gold. Back at the spot where Max lost the ring, conditions are pretty poor, and my torch can't penetrate the dense, waterborne silt. But then, I have a signal for gold. Got it! Yay! My goodness.
You are a genius,
Max.
Dave. Well done. Amazing.
You are so lucky.
Don't pull me in. Well done. Look at that. What an absolute stroke of luck. I can't believe it.
Excellent.
I'm so pleased. I'm so grateful to you both for coming and I mean, performing this miracle. You know,
Excellent.
fantastic. Well done, Gary.
That,
More challenging than you expected.
the silt, just absolute blackness. Hugely rewarding, and I'm so pleased for you.
Yeah, thank you
So
so
pleased.
much. I mean, it's just, yeah, just so grateful to you and amazed at what you're able to do.
Now, a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. Found it. But we're now underwater. Pitch black conditions, really tough. Fingertip search, but this beautiful little piece of gold came up to the surface and I grabbed it. So I just know that Max and Louise are absolutely delighted, and what a wonderful fitting end to our adventures here in Cambridge. So hey, well chuffed, well chuffed.
You may have to get going.
After another quiet night while camping, we are again up early and back on the road, this time heading west. So today our adventure continues. We are heading west towards Devises, looking to attend the Finds Research Group conference. It's all about Anglo-Saxon and medieval finds from Wiltshire. It's in partnership with the Museum of Wiltshire, and I'm a member of the committee, so I've helped organise it. Really looking forward to it. We've got a wonderful lineup of speakers, and later on we get to actually go behind the scenes and look at objects that aren't normally on display. So the sun shining, promises to be a wonderful day, and let's see how it unfolds. The Finds Research Group is a forum for people interested in or researching artefacts of the Anglo-Saxon, Viking, medieval and post-medieval periods. Membership is open to everyone interested in finds from the period. The main activities include themed day conferences and meetings, and the production of data sheets on different types of objects. So Devises was a huge success. Who doesn't love Wiltshire? The conference was really well attended. The guest speakers were absolutely fantastic, and those Bronze Age artifacts, oh my god, they were incredible. I've never seen so many, and the quality was just superb. Got almost, well, they have to be the best in the UK without a doubt, in my view. People from Salisbury might challenge me, and elsewhere. Anyway, today we need to, what time is it? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Devises with its canals and boats and markets and shops and historic structures and wonderful museum. We have to leave it behind. Got to head back off east towards London to Hampton Royal Court, famously associated with Henry VIII and his wives, but also, you know, seat of several other kings and queens after that period, and most notably William and Mary. So it's got this long history in that general area. We're taking the scuba gear. Angela and I, we're going to, it'll take us about 2 hours to drive there, and when we get there we're going to go over this humpback bridge onto what's called Tagg's Island. It's under invite, so we've been asked to come along and help out. Tom Reader is the guy. Hopefully many of you will have seen his YouTube channel. He's I've never met him, just a couple of emails, and like yourselves watched a few of his channels, a few of his videos on his channel. Clearly full of energy, full of enthusiasm and passion. He wants to make good TV, and let's face it, who doesn't want to do that? He's got some fantastic ideas, and you know what, I think he'll have an amazing following, amazing career ahead of him. So got no idea what I might find in the river Thames this morning. It's the first time I think I've ever dived, well, it is the first time I've ever dived there. It has this long history. It's not just about that royal palace, which is just less than a mile downstream. You know, the number of vessels that would have sailed either side of the island, well, it must be tens and tens of thousands, absolutely hundreds of thousands over the centuries. So we know there was a hotel there. Searched the jetty area, and searched the other area where the big fire was. We'll see what we can find there. From Tom's original recce of the riverbed, it looks promising. It looks sort of more compact, so there'll be less silt. But my biggest worry is that there's so many divers. Potentially there's 6 or 7 of us going to be down under there. So any silt we're going to kick up, I think, is going to linger a while, and we might lose the visibility. But you don't know. Conditions appear perfect. There's virtually no wind. Well, here in Wiltshire there isn't. It's relatively warm for so early in the morning, given that it's early autumn. But we've got a blue sky. Hopefully that illuminates the riverbed. I'm going to take my metal detector under, see if I can get some signals down there. You never know. You know, I might find my very own Bronze Age or even Iron Age artifact just lying there. If I don't go and have a look, I'll never find it, will I? So, right, that's it, guys, and we'll see you in the River Thames in an hour or so, 2 hours. Catch you later. On arrival, it's obvious that Tom's busy filming his own arrival shots, so I take the opportunity to have a quick look around and also to speak with Grant Brabham about the history of the island.
So just about where the houseboat is there, it used to be the old bridge, which was assembled during World War II. The Ministry for Supplies came up and they assembled it, the Royal Engineers assembled it. I think it was a Butley Bridge or a Bailey Bridge.
Bailey Bridge, yeah.
Could have been like a big Meccano kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was there really until the 80s when my dad actually took it down. Once we built the new bridge, but I know they used to make Bren guns on the island,
oh, wow.
And so there could be some parts that have fallen off the back of a truck or something like that around there. Who knows?
I fired a Bren gun once.
Really?
Yeah, used to be in the Army Cadets. We fired,
oh really?
We fired Bren guns.
They look a lot of fun, don't they? Saw one in that lock stock when he came out. That's my Bren gun.
So it's probably worth explaining a little about why we are all gathered at Tagg's Island. In brief, Tom Reeder, a professional videographer for online content and broadcast television, a man with a passion for adventure and storytelling, not to mention being an all-round nice guy, has assembled a team to film a documentary film entitled A Dive with a Purpose, Exploring Tagg's Island. It's a TreaderTube and BSAC collaboration. Professional production company Faded will capture the dive. Going river hunting in the Thames, yay! When it premieres on TreaderTube, I'll add the link in the description below. Assisting on the day are members of the Hackney Sub-Aqua Club, and there is a real air of excitement as we kit up and prepare for the first dive. Tom has already free-dived the site in 2020, and his discoveries on that occasion confirmed that further investigation of the riverbed was warranted. There are three clear objectives for the day. Firstly, to survey the area where Grant Brabham's houseboat sank after the 2019 fire. Secondly, to recover any associated objects or salvage any items of interest. And thirdly, to search a second location on the other side of the island, positioned adjacent to the old hotel entrance. Underwater, the clarity is quite good. However, as soon as we hit the riverbed, my fears are confirmed, as yet more fine silt balloons up with just the slightest of disturbance. Although I find a nice glass bowl and drinking glass almost immediately, capturing their discovery on camera proves problematic due to the disturbed silt. After a short while, it's obvious that we need to tweak our dive plan, as it's difficult to maintain our planned search pattern due to the poor underwater visibility. Yeah, we're just too far away from the boat.
Yeah, okay. So back across, similar spacing.
Yeah.
Got your plates with you? Oh, treasure.
Diving as a group of three has proven problematic, so I split off and buddy up with Tom. We return to the relatively shallow area close to the entry point, and Tom films me while I search. This approach seems to work, and I'm able to move slowly along the bottom, capturing footage before the disturbed silt spoils the view. Eerily, part of the superstructure of the fire-damaged sunken houseboat looms up from the bottom. And close by, I happen upon an old mattress, some broken ceramic, presumably from a sink basin or bath, and sherds of a broken mirror. It's crazy to think that I'm looking at the very same objects that would have been in Grant's bathroom. I just wonder how many times he brushed his teeth using that very same mirror and basin. My first really interesting discovery is this subcircular vessel-like object, the rims of which protrude up from the silt. Even underwater I can tell that it's copper alloy, so it may have some age. Given that we're so shallow, I stand up and pass the mysterious object to the guys on the houseboat before dropping back down to rejoin Tom.
I don't know if that's copper alloy. It looks like it.
Seconds later I make another discovery, this time something that is instantly recognisable, a toolbox. I guess I would be forgiven for simply leaving this rotten toolbox in situ, but something tells me that even this object has a story to tell, so I decide to recover it.
this. Do you recognise that, Grant?
Toolbox, yeah. God, I had that when I was a kid. It used to be red.
Really? Honest?
Yeah, honestly, as a kid's toolbox, you kind of fold it out.
That's right, yeah, there's the handle.
Fantastic, look at that.
How incredible that it was Grant's old toolbox. As the dive progresses, the relatively flat, compacted river bottom begins to yield up more and more objects. Though covered in a fine layer of silt, the recognisable shapes of man-made objects are readily identifiable, and they seem to litter the riverbed. I'm less than 2 metres deep. I have plenty of air and time is on my side. It's now just about collecting as many of these objects as I can, so I decide to literally pile them up for now, with the intentions of putting them in my goodie bag when I'm ready. I let you enjoy their moment of discovery.
Oh my goodness.
A sack of vessels, jars, saucers, even a big chunk of copper pipe. This is they're nearly all intact. Some amazing objects there. quite heavy because they're full of water. But it's all glass, so most of it's glass.
Could you make out any idea of date from those, Gary?
There's some quite old ones.
Is there?
Well,
Yeah.
With the first dive over, it's time for Tom to film the section of his documentary where we discuss the finds.
the milk bottles, as a child, I remember those. So that's within the last 20 years. Bottle. Stoneware.
This one says the
look at
Thames
that.
Ditton on it, yeah.
Yeah, Thames.
So this is local.
Thames what?
Ditton.
Ditton.
Yeah, that's just up the road.
T.H. Hawks.
And well done too to the Hackney divers, as they've made some incredible discoveries of their own. Collectively we have quite a haul. After lunch we relocate to the other side of the island and prepare to enter the river adjacent to the steps of the old hotel. This location would have been frequented by literally hundreds of thousands of Londoners since the early 1900s, as on weekends hundreds of boats would have visited the island. It's obvious that this section of the river is far busier, so it's my intention to use my metal detector and search the riverbed in the relative safety close to the steps. Again, it's only 2 meters deep. If any personal possessions or dress accessories were lost as people stepped onto the island from their boats, it's likely that they will be close to these steps. With boat cover in place, the Hackney divers again buddy up and get to work methodically searching the riverbed. Hopefully this dive is just as successful as the first one. On the riverbed, I'm overwhelmed with signals. There is metalwork literally everywhere. It really is just a case of recovering everything I can in the time that's available. When I decide which is the best signal to investigate, I put the detector to one side and illuminate the riverbed with my torch. Here the current is slightly stronger, so I'm able to waft away the silt, which improves visibility and allows for delicate extraction. This careful approach and increased visibility means that I shouldn't lose sight of any particular small finds, such as buckles or buttons. In the blink of an eye, the second dive is over, and as a collective, we've managed to recover another fantastic haul of objects that help unravel what life was actually like on the island over the last 200 years. Again, Tom captures more wrap-up footage for his documentary, and it's now time to set off back home to Durham. The 5-hour, 285-mile trip ahead of us doesn't sound daunting at all. What an amazing long weekend of adventure, and if you've enjoyed sharing it with us, please remember to subscribe, and together we can grow our channel. Thanks for watching, guys.